Fellow Amazonians, good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the globe. This is Logistics Chief of the ADF, Pascal. Uh, I come here today to talk about the Norwegian Refugee Council in Ambazonia and with the current happenings for territory, I put a question mark whether the Norwegian Refugee Council an undercover operative for undermine the liberation of Ambazonia. Also, I will touch on the recent action for our forces for the great state of Mezam. I will discuss on that. I will also touch on an aspect where recently happened, where a fund for the Northwest region, he raised a question about someone where he try for dress and act like a fund, will not be fund. And the governor, the head for the oppressive structures for territory, Lily Lafik, he attacked the fund. He tell the fund, say he no get right for decide how people they dress. And he touched on that because he concerns still the saga where it take place for Bui in relation to Ngonso. So, first of all, I want to thank the ones who participate for the fundraising for today, the 30th of November 2024. I want to thank una who participate and una contribute for the fundraising. No war need to be fought empty-handed. War, modern war, require resources. We all know so. We all yearn for freedom. When they say freedom not be cheap, it means that you go spend for every level. It costs blood, it costs finance, it costs resources, and it drain we all psychologically. So when I hear say war not be cheap, I'm not think say now, just talk when I talk. We want to be free, we must contribute for the liberation for land. The last straw and the last strategy where the AGOPC put in place, the liberation tax. We don't apply them and we utilize them to mount pressure on the colonial occupational force for territory. Now, why that with the attack on the organization with the lead to liberation, they will mount an attack on them. But the AGOPC be strong, vibrant, unshaken, and will continue for more. No war, no be fought with bare hands. And anybody we don't always challenge, specifically the AGOPC is strategy for raise funds, where they reduce the burden for everybody, where they give you enough resources to fight the occupier, the enemy force. Bring your own form of resources, put them down, we'll fight the war. If you don't get them, and you attack the AGOPC own strategy, specifically the liberation tax, then you'll be an enemy of Ambazonia. Then you work as a proxy for the occupying force. will be a surrogate for the enemy. That's how we see you and attack you. Liberation tax. Now, a thing for Ambazonia. Now, one of the best tools in that, but they don't put them in place. All of we know go feel the pinch. But all we will contribute, small, to liberate the entire land with all we acquire. So as we go into 2025, make Ambazonians for diaspora and the one for ground zero, be the brace up for pay for chip in your own little piece for the liberation tax. Muku realizes Ambazonians they shed their blood, they die. So they be jailed for the liberation for Ambazonia. They ask, some of us will still be okay, just for contribute, first of all, for free land, so that the ones they don't sacrifice their blood, with blood, sacrifice go in vain. The ones they still be jailed because they be Ambazonians. Their freedom, when they see them for the period of time, will be in vain. Now, with duty, a moral, collective duty for all of us to continue to contribute to pay the liberation tax. As 2025 is standing, we the gear up for contribute to liberation tax for the year 2025. 5,000 for women, 10,000 for men. Men and women may be, and handicapped them, may be aged above 65. They need to tax them. So that one I want to remind people. Now a thing, you don't come for stay. We go continue to challenge the enemy for territory because they're an occupying force. May we continue to remember so we get internationally recognized boundaries. La Republic of Cameroon, a boundary will be frozen for the 1st of January 1960 as an independent state. And when they be freeze their boundaries, they will get one flag, they be called the Republic of Cameroon, and also they call themselves now. They will detach themselves, dissociate themselves, and in the early 1980s, will go back for which they will be. So we consider them as an occupying force. We don't get no treaty in place, signed treaty, with bind with territory and the Republic of Cameroon. We go for UN, in no day. We still get internationally recognized boundaries and for territory. They be freeze the Republic of Cameroon their boundaries on 1st of January 1960. Their entrance, their whatever they do for territory, they act as an occupying force. They exploit me for every way, shape, or form. And we fight for push a thief, an oppressor, an occupying force out of the territory. And the premise that way, we will start off. We don't get no legally binding document we and the Republic of Cameroon. They be freeze their boundaries for the 1st of January 1960. Now, a botched decolonization process where it take place till today. Make we start from that premise before we move ahead. 60% of Ambazonians when they out. They run out, they seek asylum globally because of the crisis we go on and the constant oppression, repression, and the abuse of our people. 60% will they settle abroad now because of that reason. Make that 60% always remember. And we'll talk all we contribute for liberate the land. I mean everybody. We will fight for as long as it takes to liberate Ambazonia. And now one more understand something. When Ambazonia be free, The ones then they get the opportunity for help to reduce the killing of our people, our fighters, and they do nothing. They go pay for a different form. Before you be considered an Ambazonian for this time period, then you go pay very well to consider yourself as Ambazonian. You go apply the same principle way Eritrea apply. Because the Eritreans they abroad, if you go back home, Eritreans they abroad really they consider the foreigners inside the country because they need to contribute for the liberation of Eritrea. We go apply that same principle to the ones that really make a mockery of some of us. Time go reach where we go ask you, so you make a mockery of Ambazonia. Now that the period will pass, the robber don't meet the road. This moment for this revolution, we no go back down, go continue by any means possible and necessary to free our land. Like I thought, war, particularly a liberation struggle, it come with a cost for every level. We don't know how much AK costs. We don't know how much their seeds they cost. So we ask Ambazonians to contribute their fair share for the valiant soldiers who don't lay their lives to fight for land. That's just the bare minimum way any Ambazonian can do. Make up put one action. I don't dare for social media, but I will use this life to put them and to put context for that action. We take the great step of measure to show the courage with our fighters they put on, to dare the enemy, to push them out of the territory because their intention is to stop the abuse for people and the killing of people.
Donkey man.
Jesus! Where?
No, they are still there. See. Yes, you want.
No, what are going on? I said, what's how they married the killer?
I don't know.
People didn't get hurt. Jesus!
Life. For afternoon.
Our valiant soldiers in that, they fight for free homeland. When they see the extreme courage where they put them up to push the enemy, we occupy our territory. They dare the enemy inside an urban city. I want to ask an Ambazonian thing, but like those with diaspora, I go call ourselves chicken heart, who run, leave territory, they fight. They ask for contribution, to contribute, to help these boys, to continue to push the enemy out of the territory. It takes a particular type of courage to do it the way they do. They dislodge an occupational force where they out to exploit we in every way, shape, or form. Through Kale, cash people, then go lock and keep, then they ask millions. As they go keep the lockdown, some keep the Kubakut airport. They dislodge the enemy forces for the continuous abuse and rape for people, women, them. Along the line, I will show the atrocity we like putting Cameroon for territory. We did for the website for AFC. Now, an action, surgical action will be carried out by our forces to dislodge an enemy post. We the mount and to continue to kidnap the people, them ask them ransom. To continue to oppress we, terrorize we. If boys they don't rise up with this amount of courage, we fight, to push them out, to take their boot off of them. What more of a simple $100, 100 euro ask you annually to pay for liberation tax? The people for ground zero, they do their job. And they don't only sustain the fight for them because they contribute. 5,000 for Mami, 10,000 for men. They don't only sustain this battle. And they call on diaspora and say, make we change the course of this revolution for the coming 2025. We're supposed to step up. We live in comfort with diaspora. The cash fight, they will expect to free the land. We walk in. We will not contribute, one share will protect them. We say 2025 be a turning point for diaspora. Within the first quarter of next year, I will make sure I pay my own liberation tax and my entire family, everybody. And we'll take out like a family contribution, man and woman. Would elder picking them wanna pay. No man no go free Ambazonia, and only we give for free territory. No man will get the legal right to do what he want. We now remember that the Republic of Cameroon, Paul Biya, it declared war for that particular part of the land. Because they know see we. They see we like enemies. They see we like people who could exploit them. Their actions, them, when I name any part of their territory where they perform the same action, for sure, so we different from them. This action, we're just sure that because we inject and introduce the idea, we all man welcome for liberation tax to pay. Now, part of our liberation tax is sustain the war for ground. I hope the diaspora will step up as 2025 they come. Make we man up. Like people, then when they stand and fight for freedom, we enjoy other countries and they live in a land that they shed their blood. America and hardcore people, then will they be stand up like the ones who get up for AGOPC and they be stand for declare say we will be free from the hands of the mighty British. They put in the work and the strategy and they free their land. Some of us in America they enjoy. Now on time, we task ourselves to free our own land. We will not be in leeches across the globe. We go to a place that they insult we, denigrate we. If we stop this trend, we fully, put all hands on deck, contribute. Put resource for people that mean for freedom. Freedom means freedom. Independence means independence. We know by now, except say, we know by now who they fight for liberation. We know by now who they fight for freedom. We know by now who don't be continuously consistent to liberate our land. We're going to continue to rally behind the formula that we need to work. No man no go do one for we. We cry, oh, go up, calm down, go for you and cry all this. Wait, it don't heal. Nothing. Now we go for full sleeves and do the work. We get blueprints for that country, other parts they don't do the work. Eritrea, East Timor. And we get the resources. So liberation tax. We hope the next year it will pick steam, will put pressure on the enemy forces, will push them out of the territory. We'll learn, we'll remember, we get international boundaries. They freeze Nigeria their own borders. 1960. They freeze the Republic of their own borders for 1960. Those borders are the freezer. They in between them. Now we'll learn that we get internationally recognized boundary and our territory that we fight for. Reclaim them back from the occupying force. Now I want to touch on something. The Norwegian Refugee Council, I want to question the activity for territory. We get the Norwegian Refugee Council office for Southwest, for Boya. Not going Southwest, for Southern, for the great state of Fako. We get the Norwegian Refugee Council for the great state of Fako. We get a branch for the great state of Mesan. They call themselves Refugee Council. We're going to question their activities for territory. They will be established for 2017. Are they really for refugees as a claim? Or they act like undercover agent for maintain the status quo, for oppression? They claim that they give aid, as other NGOs they always claim across the globe. Now, say they don't get information for civil to their government about which like program you do on territory. And they put their activity and action on Dr. Ayabacho. And they question the Norwegian Refugee Council activities and the purpose and the rationale inside our territory. You don't get all the archives and catalog for the killing of the people. When the Norwegian Refugee Council no go fit tell the government how many times Norway as a nation, as a state, when they get a refugee council, they don't call out the for the atrocities for territory. But they get a Norwegian Refugee Council for territory. They don't claim they don't get all the archives, all the if you don't get, I'm going to go for AGOV-C, I'll put the decide here. Go see a catalog for which with like for people them. Is the Norwegian Refugee Council an undercover agent for the enemy? Because if they get a Refugee Council, they established in 2017, and if they provide or give documented evidence for the atrocities we like because of our territory. But if government, the Norwegian government, they take a whole person where it fight tooth and nail to prevent the continuous genocide for land, the continuous killing, the massacre for land. Wait to be Norwegian Refugee Council used in territory. If they get the Norwegian Refugee Council for territory, both regions, them, what is their real main objective? If their government people Dr. Ayabacho, it prevent the killing of people them. They never raised a voice against the Cameroon. Or the one claims to be oblivious to the killing of people them. All the massacre for territory. Oh, they turn a blind eye towards that. They go hold the person where they prevent them. Are they fostering the killing of our people? We will expect the Norwegian Refugee Council to send a letter for their government to talk about the atrocities with the Republic of Kosovo territory. We expect them to do one. What is the purpose of the Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory? Because that the same Norwegian government, it don't hold Dr. Yabacho, it prevents the continuous killing of people for territory. Are they pretending that they are trying to help the refugee? And the one claims that they need to see the atrocity with the Republic because of our territory. Refugee for territory. Now they cause the flight of people around our territory. The internally displaced. Is it not the Republic of Cameroon? So with the Norwegian Refugee Council, it will be purpose for territory. If we claim, say, it will take care of refugees, will the Republic of Cameroon displace our across territory? But then the government go whole person where they prevent the internal displacement, it prevent the continuous killing of our people. Is the Norwegian Refugee Council acting as a control tool of oppression? How comes you have offices in our territory, the great state of Mezam? You have an office also in the great state of Fako in Boya since 2017. And you claim and think you have never raised a voice. Your government has never raised a voice to condemn the killing, the massacre of our people. But then they will stand up to attack the person that is preventing the killing of our people and jail him. Then you keep him in jail and say you don't even have ample evidence. You extend his detention. What sort of hypocrisy? The Norwegian Refugee Council will call you are a suspect in our territory. You are a suspect. You have to lay out your activities in our land. What are you doing since 2017? You say you are catering for the refugees. The same refugee that the Republic of Cameroon government has been displacing in our land. You should know what has caused the internal displacement of our people within Ambazonia. Then your government goes and arrests the person that's preventing it. What is your mission? The Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory. What is your mission in our land? Are you a controlled opposition? We expect the Norwegian Refugee Council to send a letter to their government. Their presence in our land is because if they claim that they are a refugee NGO, their presence in our land is because the Republic of Cameroon has caused the internal displacement of our people. So you should be documenting and sending the evidence of continuous killing and massacre of our people to your government and request the immediate release of Dr. Yabacho. I don't see why he is supposed to be held in jail. Are you happy that they create a refugee crisis and then you come and pretend that you are working? Shamelessly, your government will arrest Dr. Yabacho. They have never questioned like Cameroon's activity. You stay in our land as a refugee organization, taking care of refugees. Who is causing the refugees to move around our territory? And you have never raised a voice. Your government has never raised a voice to condemn the killing of our people, the massacre of our people, the attempted genocide that we are trying to stop in our land. But then their government will arrest Dr. Yabacho, who is fighting to prevent that. What is our mission in our land? When did the Norwegian government query or raise an issue against the Republic of Cameroon? Against the killing of our people? You detain someone that's preventing genocide. You have an organization, Norwegian Refugee Council. You understand you have the level of abuse by the Republic of Cameroon on our people, and your government is arresting someone that is preventing that, is it because is trying to stop your goodwill gesture in our land? Now, why are you in our territory? And you claim to cater for internally displaced. What is causing internally displacement of our people? The burning of over 500 to 800 villages in our land. The killing of our people. You would have been raising hell and telling your government to release him because he's fighting to prevent that. The Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory is a suspect. Stop the pretense. If your government is calling itself as beacons of democracy, oh, we are doing goodwill gestures, oh, we are, and they have never raised a voice against the killing of our people, then you go ahead to arrest someone that is fighting tooth and nail to protect his people from being massacred. We are opening the undergarment of this Norwegian Refugee Council, and we'll find out what is beneath it. How comes they'll have a refugee council and they know who is causing the internal displays in our territory, like the Cameroon? They know the killings of our people. They know all the massacres. And they will not raise hell against their government. They will allow the government to arrest Dr. Yabachu. Detain him and hold him. You don't have evidence. You still continue to keep him to fabricate and make up false evidence. And you find nothing. But the first question we'll ask you is this: when did you query over the killing of our people? When the Norwegian government queried Cameroon over that? Stop the hypocrisy. Stop the pretense. Norway is an active participant in the massacre of our people. Their actions is proving to be that. What is the activities of the Norwegian Refugee Council? Is it really for a good gesture, or what is your purpose? Are you an undercover agent fighting to maintain the status quo? Are you a controlled opposition? We'll get to that. We'll get to the bottom of that. I'm calling out the Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory. You should have an archive documenting what has been happening in our territory. That you can raise a flag to call out your government and say, hey, let that man go. He's preventing what we are dealing with here. Or do you just wait for areas where there's crisis for you to go and use it as a means to raise funds or to continue to sponsor your organization? Is the Norwegian Refugee Council there to encourage refugees in our territory? The refugees in our territory. We will continue digging. You have a good, if you don't have it, let me direct the Norwegian Refugee Council. I will direct you to the AGOVC website if you pretend that you don't have it. We have an archive of the atrocities that that Republic Cameroon has caused in our land on the A.gov.c website. Let's pretend that you never knew anything. I'll direct you to where you can go and you see the atrocities of the killing of our people. I will expect you to raise your voice against the illegal arrest and detention of Dr. Yabacho in Norway. I would want to continue to pull up something so that we see what we're talking about. We have a whole archive, documented archive, of what they have been doing to our people. You can find this on the agovc.org website. Go there. You go to war crimes catalog, and you will see all the war crimes that they have committed on our people from 2016. This is the killing of our people. This is the abuse of our people. We have more of this. War crimes catalog. The A.gov.c website. Child burned, people being burned in their houses. People burned to ashes. This is a catalog of what they have been doing to our people. This is Sam Sawyer, who was beheaded. This is a thug. They came out. The child killed by the military. These are things that have been caused by Republic Cameroon. These are the killings. I just want to make sure that we have this covered. I want to make sure we have this covered so we can task the Norwegian Refugee Council if you lack a source, documented evidence of the atrocities that the Republic of Cameroon has been causing our territory. Go to agovc.org website. You have all those atrocities that have been committed. Let's pretend that you don't even have that source. We are asking the Norwegian Refugee Council, if you think you are doing humanitarian work in our land, to do good and act right, tell your government to release Dr. Yabacho. He's preventing all what is being archived in the A.gov.c website. The killing of our people, the ones we can even capture, because we have not successfully captured half of what they have done in our territory. The Norwegian Refugee Council is a suspect. I'm just asking a question. Are you acting as a control tool of oppression against our people? You see the atrocities that the government is causing on our people. Dr. Yabacho has put up a very big fighting force to prevent the continuous killing of our people, the massacre of our people. Your government arrest him and lock him up. Now you extend his arrest. His detention, sorry. Because they don't have evidence. Whatever things they're cooking up. What a shame. We'll continue to expose the fraud at the international level and the injustice being perpetrated on our people. To the Norwegian government, you are an active participant in the genocide of Ambazonians. You are an active participant. We have never heard you openly call out that Republic of Cameroon over its atrocities against our people. We've never heard you call out like Republic of Cameroon. They declared war on our territory. They are burning our villages. They are killing our people. They are destroying our houses. They have created an internal and external refugee crisis. You have an organization, the Norwegian Refugee Council, that has documents upon documents of the internally displaced by the enemy, the Republic of Cameroon. Are you guys working against each other? I think it's proper that the Norwegian Refugee Council tell the government, their government, what the Republic of Cameroon is doing to us and what Dr. Yabacho's role is. Are you acting as a control tool of oppression? That's the question I'm asking the Norwegian Refugee Council. And why should their government be an active participant in the genocide of Ambazonia? That's how we will attack you. That's how we will continue to call Norway out. The person that is struggling to prevent the massacre of our people and the genocide of our people, you pick him up and lock him up. And then you don't have evidence. You extend his illegal detention. We know you for that. As you have officially taken the side of an oppressive, occupying force in our land. We never heard you raising the voice against the enemy. We never heard you raising the voice against their atrocities that your refugee council has documented. But then you arrest the person that is trying to stop the massacre and stop the bloodshed in our land. It puts you on the position of an active participant in the massacre of our people. We will continue to call you out. We will continue to tag you as active participants of attempted genocide, active participant in the massacre of Ambazonians. Your illegal detention of Dr. Yabacho is a disgrace to your people and your nation. You have no case against him. You feel you can just walk over people and abuse them the way you want, detain them how you want. Are you cooperating with the occupying forces in our land? The genocidaires in suppressing us? You have been officially confirmed an active participant in the massacre of Ambazonians and an active participant in the attempted genocide of Ambazonian people. That's how we know you. The Norwegians, the Norwegian government, and their organizations. I will touch on the last topic of this outing. Recently, we learned of a situation where there was a meeting held by the head of the colonizer in our territory, in the great state of Mesa. We learned that they were trying to hold some sort of a regional call it what? They were trying to hold some sort of a regional meeting. Oh, sorry. They were trying to hold some sort of a regional meeting that involved the funds of our area in the northern part of Ambazonia. They were commoners dressed in regalia that is reserved and is been designated to our funds. And the head of the occupying government, Lily Lafitte, when one of our funds questioned the ordinary participant why he was dressed in that regalia, Lily Lafitte, the administrative wing of the occupation of Ambazonia, queried the fund and told him that people can dress the way they want. When you heard some of us from the land, from South, when you heard the fighters opposing being used to show the world that there is normalcy in our territory. They were trying, when we heard us opposing the bringing of Gonzo, it's because of such excesses. If the governor can shut down a fund who raises an eyebrow on why people are supposed to dress like funds, and the head of the occupying administration, Lily Lafitte, questions the fund, that you have no right to argue or to raise doors on how a civilian is dressed. It shows that the occupier has plans for us to continue to destroy our culture. At one point in time, you will see them attempting to mingle within our fundoms to pick and choose who is supposed to rule us. That's why you saw uprising sons and daughters of Bui. Let me not call it Bui. Upright sons and daughters of Saul, saying that you will not destroy our culture, you will not use us to project normalcy, you will have to do the right thing, and the occupying force will not be the one to determine how we live our lives. Because not too long from now, they will be the ones to choose who is supposed to rule us. This is a very disturbing trend. They do that in their own nation, in their own country, in Liberia, Cameroon. They are trying to force that down to destroy every fabric of our society. When you heard the fighters, some of whom never agreed on anything, and you heard the upright sons and daughters of Saul saying that this is not the right time to even bring in Gonzo, of which we have noted also that the Mwirong, we call them the owners of the land, have suspended the celebration of the culture or the bringing of Nkonso because they understand that they are being manipulated. It's because of this type of excesses by the occupying regime. They are out to destroy every facet of our nation. They handicap us, rob us of all our parastatals and all our financial, all the enterprises that exist in our territory. They disband most of our banks. They systematically, decapitated us in broad daylight. And we have documented evidence of that. All our economic tools were confiscated, blocked, destroyed, and they are now at the point of trying to destroy our culture. We will not accept that. Our culture and our tradition, we will not accept that. Let the upright people of Ambazonia stand up and keep standing. I'll end this live video by stating that, again, liberation wars are fought and won by strategy and finance. We have been able to sustain this war for the past 1 year because we instituted the liberation tax. It has been helping. Let's redouble our efforts. 2025 is coming. We'll have to generate the funds that we need to continue to fight and push the occupying force out of our land. We either live like real free people or we go down fighting for genuine freedom. We fight unapologetically, uncompromisingly, for the liberation of our land. No one is going to control us. We have to fight so that we determine the outcome of our liberation. We claim our land as Ibrahim Traore is claiming his land, as Assimi Goita is claiming Mali, as Tiani is claiming Niger, from the everlasting occupation of their land, from the everlasting occupiers of their land. That's what we are supposed to be doing. We will not chicken out. We will not put our head in the sand and expect that once we raise our head up, the land is free. We will have to get into the mud and do the dirty work. Freedom is not cheap. Liberation tax is a thing. It has come to stay till Ambazonia is free. The Norwegian Refugee Council, I would direct you to go to the agovc.org website. If you don't have that, there's a catalog of the atrocities that the Republic Government is causing in our territory. It's a place to call out your government to liberate Dr. Yabacho. You know the carnage that is going on in our land. You claim to be a refugee council. You should have what is causing the refugees. You know who is provoking that and causing it. Your government has never called out like Cameroon. We expect you to do the right thing. Stop pretending. Do the right thing. Call upon your government to release Dr. Yabacho, who is preventing what you people are there walking around. Let's stop the pretense. Our land will be free by any means necessary. Be it this generation or the one to come, but Ambazonia will be free. Let's stay the course. Continue to sponsor this liberation struggle to determine the outcome of our freedom. I'll end with this last quote of one of the revolutionaries in America. They will either give us liberty or death. We're ready to go down that pathway. Stay focused. We've seen the actions of our liberators on the ground, pushing out occupying forces. Those have been extorting our land, kidnapping our people and holding them for ransom, and requesting millions to be paid. We know some of their concentration camps. We know some of those their detention areas. The Bafut Airport has been functioning as one of the biggest, kidnapping zone where they kidnap people. The Republic of Cameroon kidnap our people and go and keep them there and request for millions of CFA for their release. When you see our pilots dislodging some of these terrorist cells in our territory, know that they are fighting to prevent that. The kidnapping of our people, the arrest without any cause of our people, the detention of our people without any cause. How many thousands of Ambazonians are languishing in the Republic of Cameroon's jails? Why is the Norwegian Refugee Council not calling out that? Why? But their government will be quick enough to pick up a leader that's preventing our people from being massacred and killed and jail them. You cannot sit quiet. The Norwegian Refugee Council will not and cannot and should not sit quiet. It's their place to educate their government on the atrocities being perpetrated by the Republic of Cameroon on our people. You will not sit in our land and pretend. It is your place, the Norwegian Refugee Council, to educate your government on what the Republic of Cameroon is doing in our territory. Why are you there? You are there to cater for, as you claim, to cater for the internally displaced. What is causing it? The Republic of Cameroon government. Stop the pretense. Fellow Ambazonians, our freedom is in our hands. As the president of the EGOC have always told us, our freedom is in our hands. We have two options: continue to wallow in misery and enslavement, or fight to the last man standing for our freedom. Those that sit back and make mockery of those of us who are fighting, there will be a time, a place, a moment where we'll ask you people, ask people to voice out their mockery. Ambazonia will be free. And we'll prove this. We'll disprove the naysayers. Let's keep contributing. Stay focused. We should be the owners of our liberation, as we have been in the past. Let's not get tired. Let's continue to forge the path ahead. Ambazonia will be free by any means possible. We are unapologetic, uncompromising, and we are not going to cower in liberating our land and our people. Let's stay the course and do our moral obligation by contributing to liberate our land and ourselves. Thank you.
Resonant chants are tempered by the approach of King Quetzalcoatl. 20,000 men are arrayed variously in ostrich feathers and jaguar pelts, and in their hands shields and iron-tipped spears. The king addresses them. I have not gone over the seas to look for the white man, yet they have come into my country, and I would not be surprised if they took away our wives and cattle and crops and land. They want to take me. What shall I do? The clans of the Zulu kingdom answer him with loud professions of loyalty.
From the beginning of time, man has always resisted tyranny and occupation. Humans have always organized themselves to fight and defend their villages, states, and kingdoms from occupation. Ambazonia is not the first territory to be occupied by the enemy. When Lucas Joe Ayaba declared the right to protect against the Bulu terrorists from across the Mongol, like all other revolutionaries, he knew when the enemy can't beat you, they will try to arrest you.
October 2021, with the AGF Akko Brigade, the Marine Force, the Go out on intelligence program.
Nelson Mandela, even when faced with death, was tried and sentenced for terrorism and crimes against humanity by the apartheid regime. With all the trumped-up charges, he stood his ground and he never gave up.
Respects the white man, fear democracy. I cherish the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunity. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if it needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
Because they don't want to war, they will declare on we, and they will shoot the first court. I just take on them and beg now.
Mahatma Gandhi caused the fall of the British Empire through his non-violent method, which still earned him a prison sentence with trumped-up charges he never blinked, even at the last hour.
Non-cooperation has one aim: the overthrow of the government. Sedition must become our creed. We must give no quarter, nor can we expect any. Do you deny writing it?
Not at all. And I will save the court's time, my lord, by stating under oath that to this day I believe non-cooperation with evil is a duty and that British rule of India is evil.
The prosecution rests, my lord.
Shenana Gusmao, after his capture, told the Indonesian army general, "We are not Indonesian and we won't integrate there as citizens." He stood his grounds and was tried and sentenced for war crimes just because he defended the people of East Timor.
Janana was a trophy catch. Rather than being shot and dumped at sea, after posing for photos, word was sent immediately to the head of the Indonesian army in Jakarta. Armed forces arrived in Dili from Jakarta. Cameras rolling as he congratulates his troops and prepares to interrogate his old foe, Janana Gusmao. Sutrisno offers his catch one last chance to accept integration. Everyone in the room knows that a public statement from Janana could end the war, but his reply wasn't a helpful one.
To be a revolutionary is to be in exile, in jail, or in the grave. Dr. Lucas Ayala factored this possibility from the creation of the AGOV-C and the ADF. He knew one day the French and their proxy Cameroon will come for him. No blinking is the motto. No matter the fate of leadership, the struggle continues. We will not blink. We will not forget. Over 30,000 of our citizens killed, 1,000 villages burned to the ground. We are not Fonchar. We are not Endele. This is the never again generation, and the world is about to be lectured on our rights to self-defense and self-determination by Lucas Joe Ayala. Happy Independence Day, Ambazonians.
Our people to keep the resistance on Mondays, to keep swimming on their journey to the promised land. My people, I am grateful to have been born during this time, and you can be rest assured that I'm not going to blink. I will not blink. There will be Ambazonia, or there will be no Cameroon.
when they there for diaspora, one more put their noise for house.
First month,
Where they say we not dey fight.
22.
And one time we take place. And I'm here there for day. I there for living on for battlefield. I'm not gonna say on for battlefield. But I there for living on for battlefield as they always do. When mission day, when I know say party for down. Party day when I say
we are tired in Meme Division.
I'll be picking for Bamenda. Oh, I was born in Bamenda. I die in Bamenda. In my next follow. Oh, I will be in a Bamenda. No, be picking for Bamenda. Oh, I was born in Bamenda. I die in Bamenda. Rolly K. In my next follow.
De démissionner de mes fonctions de président de la République du Cameroun.
Le destin présidentiel se dessine peu à peu avec sa nomination comme Premier ministre d'Amadou Ahidjo. Il est le successeur
In the history of La République du Cameroun, two men have held the nation hostage at gunpoint, Ahidjo and Paul Biya. This is the story of Paul Biya versus Ambazonia. His entire life, Biya has believed he is untouchable, that no one or group of people can dare hold him accountable. He murders, loots treasuries, exiled opponents, jail others and bribe the rest into surrender. He murdered his wife and killed the husband of the current wife. He has murdered Ambazonians who rose up. He killed baby Martha, burned Mami Api in a house. He butchered Samsoya and got his head chopped off. He burned thousands of Ambazonian homes and villages, drove millions from their homes and turned them into IDPs and refugees. He murdered children in Gabo on Valentine's Day. All those he couldn't kill, he locked them up. Some who escaped were kidnapped from abroad and brought back to Cameroon. This is the story of a lifetime of a cheap murderer and a war criminal who has survived every opposition until the Ambazonian people rose up.
Have you heard of Ambazonia?
We now have an army determined against all odds to defend the land. An army which is armed, disciplined and equipped to stop this war criminal from escaping justice again. And most importantly, a nationalist, no blinking, uncompromising leader who stands up to bullies, murderers, looters and cheats.
All what it takes.
If we fail, Cameroon has promised to put every Ambazonian in a concentration camp, kill all those in jail and make everyone else work in CDC plantations as slaves. We, the Ambazonian people, have the powers to render our verdict on Biya. We are his nightmare. Stand with Ambazonia.
The IDPs who've been suffering get schools reopened completely and to get our suffering people back into a life of normalcy.
of our forefathers sing. Ambazonia road, a day of freedom has come for me and for you, for Ambazonia. Yes, we will fight for the right to be free, and we will build our own society, and we will sing, we will sing, we will sing our own song. Yes, yes, we will fight for the right to be free, and we will build our own society, and we will sing, we will sing, we will sing our own song. Oh yeah, we'll fight for the right to be free, and we will build our own society, and we will sing, we will sing, we will sing our own song. Ambazonia, hati wetu. 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 Ambazonia, hati wetu.
You can see that.
will drop it. Yeah. Someone will go.
One Ambazonia. I'm a airport somewhere reporting from Baba Kitungo. Watch and see what is happening in the palace. You see the population, we have about 10,000 people here holding the flag. This is our flag. It shall remain here until the day that we have our independence. The day is not far from now. We know 1st October will be the same thing.
This is the phone of Daisy. He's there live. The phone of Daisy is live at the King Palace. Told that he's the oldest. He's the oldest in Norway's Amber land. The phone of Daisy. For Richardson back. That is to show how he is very determined. The denizens are very resilient because they know that victory is ours. Victory is here. Indeed. This is the phone. You see the honor. The anthem of Amber land will on the throne. The anthems of the Amber will be sung by our young kids. Everybody will contribute to sing the anthem. Yeah. These are the Takumbas. You see them, the Takumbas. These are the kids. These are our kids. These are our kids. These are the kids of Besi that are going to sing the anthem. You see up, I said it, the Saudi colonial flag has been finally posted. If anybody is joking somewhere, they should know that the people of Besi, the denizens of Besi are not joking because the flag has been finally posted. And we are getting toward the 1st of October where we are to jubilate. We will celebrate. This is our form. He is the father. Nobody is above him. He is coming to crown it. You see these kids. These are our kids. These are our kids.
This system. And when the lawyers, they be protest, they complain. It can't be in a Poland, they beat lawyers, they disgrace lawyers for public. So we don't look, say, we be making a marriage and that marriage, you don't broke. We want to stand on our own. We don't want to join with them anymore. So we want to stand on our own, like our own country. We will build our country because when you look at our roads, all things they come up for Sonara. Kotawe, it come up for Sonara. It be falling for some areas like we are road, and if you look at no road, no Kota, it go only for Frenchman. The price of petrol where it comes.
That's the road he's talking about.
Price of petrol is high for here pass, even for Yaoundé where they don't get petrol. So we don't feel continue with that kind of marriage where people that only cheat we, then we will go be only for begin, follow them for back. So from today we don't decide say we will go stand on our own. We join our brothers in diaspora. We stand on our own from today. We no one see green, red, yellow for our territory. We no one see red cap for our territory.
Flag. Show
So
flag.
our flag
Ambazonia
from
flag.
now Ambazonia.
MP of Bello, the MP of Bello, which is for the Boyer subdivision. She is here and she is leading the population. She's leading the population outside here, which is Wainanchi Honori. She's here and she was taken red-handed by the population that went over there. As we can see, the world has to know that the people have done it their own part. The MP is involved. The whole people of the community is involved. Outside here for the news. Outside here for the news. We are getting everything involved and we are making sure that as the population march with a peace plan, let everything be for peace and let everything be for no violence and let everything be for the rights of the people. That is what the people of the Bello subdivision stand for at the moment now as the reports are going. I am in Lekam reporting for the update at the peaceful march past today. This is the Honorable Wainanchi Honorin. She's leading the population a bit outside here, and the population are out here with them. As you can see, it is enough. It is enough for the population, and that is what they are saying. And as you can see, they are saying, "Let my people go." These are the words of the marching lot. He said, "Let my people go. Go down to Yaoundé and tell Paul Biya to let my people go. It is time for the people to go. It is time for them to go. Freedom is what the people stand for now."
No violence, 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 no violence.
The police have blocked people from going up to upstation. People are singing and no violence. They have come out with weapons, with unarmed civilians. Look at them. Those are the police people and the army. They are out trying to fight unarmed civilians. No violence, 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 no violence. This is what we want. No violence. This is what no violence. This is no violence. kill? How many people for their go kill? How many people for their cookie? How many people for their cookie? How many people for their cookie? Oh, cookie retire. Oh, cookie retire. Oh, cookie retire. How many people for their cookie?
Come on.